Hey guys, we're going to move on to dividing fractions. I know that we've been going through things really fast, and I want to tell you that I'm proud of all the work that you're trying to do. I know that this is hard. It's hard being a teacher and teaching online. I don't love it, but I am still so glad that I have a chance to do something with you every day. So just keep trying to do your best and let me know if you have any problems. All right, we're going to be dividing fractions, mostly with whole numbers today. And I just want to go over the basics of division real quick. So if you look at the first one, it says 1,316 divided by 4. The first thing we do is we ask ourselves, how many times does 4 go into 1? And the answer is none. And so then we move to the next number, which is a 3, put it with the 1, and that makes 13. How many times does 4 go into 13? Hopefully you said 3. 3 times 4 is 12, and 13 minus 12 is 1. Now 4 can't go into 1, so we're going to bring our next number down, which is a 1, and our new number is 11. How many times does 4 go into 11? The answer is 2. 2 times 4 is 8, and 11 minus 8 is 3. Now 4 can't go into 3, so we bring our next number down, and our new number is 36. How many times does 4 go into 36? The answer is 9. 9 times 4 is 36 exactly, so we have nothing left over because 36 minus 36 is 0. Okay, let's look at the next one. It's 872 divided by 5. How many times does 5 go into 8? The answer is 1. 1 times 5 is 5, and 8 minus 5 is 3. 5 can't go into 3, so we bring down the next number, which is a 7. That makes our new number 37. How many times does 5 go into 37? The answer is 7. 7 times 5 is 35. And 37 minus 35 is 2. Now 5 can't go into 2, so we bring the next number down, and our new number is 22. How many times does 5 go into 22? The answer is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. And 22 minus 20 is 2. Now 5 can't go into 2, so that becomes our remainder. So I'm going to bring that up here. And our quotient is 174 with a remainder of 2. So we have 1 with a remainder, 1 without a remainder. I just wanted to go over that because we're going to be using those basic skills to divide fractions today. All right, let's move on. If you look here, we're going to be using some fraction tiles today. And today's lesson should be pretty short, and it should be filled with the fraction tiles. Please use them. There'll be a link in the lesson description. All right, so for number 1, it says 3 divided by 1/3. What we're trying to figure out here is how many 1/3 tiles would we need if we're dividing everything up into 1/3. So we have 3 whole tiles, they're red, and we filled everything in with 1/3 until it was even to those 3. And how many blue tiles did we have? Go ahead and count those. Hopefully you got 9. So 3 divided by 1/3 is 9 because 9 times 1/3 is 3. So if you look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 thirds. And if you remember from the last lesson, when you have an improper fraction, what you can do is you can divide the numerator by the denominator. And 9 divided by 3 is 3. And that's exactly what we had here. Okay? Now let's look at number 2. There are no fraction tiles with these because I'm going to go to the fraction tile website and work it out with you. So 3 divided by 1/6. We want to know how many 1/6 tiles are going to be in 3 holes. So if I come back here, I'm going to move 3 holes up there. And now I'm just going to fill all that space in with 1/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops. Now, what you could do here is you could use your knowledge of multiplication and continue to go. and you still get the answer a little bit quicker, but I'm going to keep pulling these up. So we had 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 3 divided by 1/6 is 18. There are 18 1/6 tiles in 3. So if we went backwards, it would be 18 times 1/6 equals 3. Okay, remember, multiplication and division are inverse operations, so you should be able to do one forward and then the other one backwards, and they should give you the same number groups. Now, if you look at number 3 is a little bit different. It says 1/4 divided by 2. Now, what we're going to do here is if we split 1/4 into 2 pieces, what would each one of those pieces represent? So if I come back here to my fraction tiles, I'm going to get rid of all of these. I strongly encourage you to use this website for these. 1/4 divided by 2. So I'm going to put a 1/4 tile up here. And I need to split that 1/4 tile into 2 even pieces, okay? So I'm going to just start going down the line and try to put 2 together. That doesn't work, right? 2 1/5 tiles are too big. What about 1/6? Ooh, it looks pretty close, but nope, it's too big. So then I'm going to go to 1/8, and that fits perfectly. So when you divide 1/4 by 2, each of those 2 pieces are equal to 1/8. 1/8 and 1/8 would equal 1/4. Okay, so I can come back here and I can write 1/8. Now, we split it into 2, and we want to know what one of those 2 is. That's why it's 1/8. Okay, if you wrote 2/8, that would be the same as 1/4, and that's not dividing. That's just doing an equivalent fraction. So you want to know what is one of those going to be. Excuse me. All right, so let's look here. We have 1 divided by 1/3. So we want to know how many 1/3 tiles we're going to have. And now if you can already see that in your head, that's awesome. I'm super proud of you for being able to do that. If you can't, use this website. I'm telling you, it's nice to have this website up. So we have 1 divided by 1/3. So I'm going to get a whole, and then I'm going to take my third tiles and fill it in until it's equal. And it's equal. How many third tiles did I use? Hopefully you said 3. So 1 divided by 1/3 is 3. There would be 3 1/3 tiles. 3 times 1/3 equals 1. Because remember, you would do 3 over 1, because that's whole, times 1/3, and you'd come over here. 1 times 3 is 3. Then you'd come over here, and 3 times 1 is 3. And you have 3/3, which is equal to 1 whole. Okay? Let's try 3 divided by 1/4. So what we need to do is we need to have 3 wholes, and we're going to fill everything in with 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 3 divided by 1/4 is 12. We wanted to know how many 1/4 tiles would be in 3. Now, if you look at number 6 is the opposite way around now. So we want to divide a 1/5 tile into 2 pieces. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to clear this off as fast as I can. And I need to grab a 1/5 tile, and I need to split that into 2 equal groups. Now, it's not very big, so the 1, the 1/2, the 1/3, and the 1/4, those won't work. Now, 1/6 is smaller, but you can see that 2 of those isn't going to be equal. 2/8, oh, that's really close, but that's still not equal. Try 2/10. And now if we divide 1/5 divided by 2, one of those is going to be 1/10. So our answer is 1/10. Okay. Now, if the whole number is first, you're going to try to see how many fraction tiles will fit into that whole number. If the whole number is second, you're going to take one fraction tile and try to split it into that many pieces that whole number is. So number 6, it said 1/5 divided by 2. We have to split 1/5 into two groups. And what are those two groups equal to? 1/10 and 1/10. So the answer is 1/10. All right. Let's look at the next slide we have here. So we have some true and false, and I want to work through these together on the fraction tile website. So we have 4 divided by 1/3 equals 1/12. Is that true or false? Take a guess right now. Okay, and I'm going to go grab 4 wholes to put in here because that's what we start with. 2, 3, 4. And here it's telling me that we're going to divide by 1/3. So how many 1/3 fraction tiles are there going to be? And I'm just going to fill in until all of these are equal. Whoops. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 4 divided by 1/3 is actually 12, not 1/12. So that is false. Let's look at 8B, 6 divided by 1/2. So this one's going to be a little tricky because we don't have a lot of space on that fraction tile website, but it says 6 wholes divided by 1/2. How many 1/2 tiles? Well, I'm going to leave the 4 pink ones up, and I'm going to show you what I would do to use this. Now I need 6 and I have 4, and we need to figure out how many 1/2 tiles would fit in there. So I'm going to fill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now that's for 4 of them. I still need 2 more. So what I'm going to do is take them away. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That kind of helps me do that. So 6 divided by 1/2 is 12. That one is actually true. Okay. Now what about 1/8 divided by 2? This is where we're going to take a 1/8 tile and we're going to split it into 2. So is that going to be 16? Well, let's go back here. I'm going to clear this off, and it said a 1/8 tile, and we need to split it into 2. Now this one is going to be really, really tricky because we don't have all the tiles that we need here. I can tell you it's not 1/10, and I can also tell you that it's not 1/12 because those don't fit under evenly. What would fit evenly though is if we divided 8 in half, or if we divided 8, if we multiplied 8 by 2, because we know we're doing 1/2, 2 is the denominator. What is 8 times 2? It's 16. So we would actually need 1/16. 1/16 and 1/16 would be 2/16, and 2/16, if you divide both of these by 2, you would get 1/8. Okay, so it would be 16ths. So the answer is false because they said it would be 16 wholes, and it is not. Let me get rid of this just in case I need that space. All right, number 8D, 1/3 divided by 4. I'm going to come back here, and we need a 1/3 tile, and we need to split it into 4 equal groups. Now, here's a little bit of a hint, just like I said with that other one. How do you go from 3 to 12? I messed up. We need 1/3 divided by 1/3 divided by 4. You can multiply. What is 3 times 4? It's 12. So use the one with a 12 in it. Those would be 12ths. And 4 of those fit in there perfectly. So 1/3 divided by 4 would be 4 1/12 pieces. So our answer is 1/12, and that is true. Sorry for that mistake. And 8e says 1/5 divided by 3 is 15. Well, if we come back here and we grab 1/5, we need to split that into thirds, 3 of them. Now, we don't have those tiles either, but you should be able to know now that 5 and 3 have a number in common, and what would that be? It would be 15. So 15 is here. However, we were taking a 1/5 piece and we need to split it into smaller groups. And in an earlier lesson, I said the smaller the denominator, the bigger the piece. The bigger the denominator, the smaller the piece. So if we split these into 3 equal groups, we're actually going to be splitting them into 15ths. So it would be 1/15, not 15 wholes, and the answer is false. Now, I know that some of this is confusing. I know that it's hard for some people. I know that online learning is not necessarily the best. Just take your time. If you get confused, contact me during my office hours. My office hours are every day from 11 until 1 in the afternoon. I'm sitting at my computer and by my phone that entire time. If you contact me outside of those hours, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Sometimes I'm making lessons and I can't answer my phone while I'm recording. But if you want to talk to me with a video chat where it's just you and me, or maybe you and me and a couple other people, and you have a question, definitely go to Google Classroom and click on the link so that you can video chat with me. That's always running during my office hours, okay? I love you all. I hope you're doing great, and I hope you're taking your time and trying your best. Good luck.